All right, so this is the bond forfeiture docket, Nisi, case number 24 DCCV 1018, and I guess these are both kind of similar issues with regard to the same bonding company, correct? And then 24 DCCV 1321. Mr. Kelly or Mr. Bono, what?
Mr. Sullivan, yeah, the issue. Thank you. In each Sheldon is Tina's order for drug action. One setting, 24, 48 hours. That's for what? Changes that. They are no, not or this is our issue. Or big issue.
Did I? Well, I mean, if it's the But if I had, did you not know about the court date? I mean, regardless of if there was a bond violation, a lot of times what I'll do is, if it comes to my attention through Ms. Werner, will get the emails from whoever it is supposed to have GPS or a drug patch, and then if I get some type of referral back from them that says either they're not wearing it, or they didn't get it, or they tested positive, sometimes if it's positive, I'll at that point just raise the bond and do an at-large without proper bond. If sometimes though, I'll, instead of waiting till the next court date for these violations, I'll move it up a week or two.
Here we go. This isn't just routine paperwork, it's the bond forfeiture docket. In simple terms, the court's about to decide who's paying the price when defendants don't follow bond rules. Spoiler, somebody's walking out lighter in the wallet money with wings.
So I guess if I moved it up, which is what it sounds like for a bond hearing, just a review to see what's going on. Are you saying you didn't know about that date? Uh-huh. Right.
But you know, the thing is, I don't want to our lady, like it costs. So that's one thing. One is that in a cars are probably online, even if you want to just use it, now we're the ones that sign these bond treaties that when we put the deal, we don't have to know about it. The other guy about it,
yeah.
A couple of things. Number one, bond, you want to know what changes you made to the program, they should be taken care of style. It's not appropriate work.
Well, let me stop y'all. I think that the conversation that we need to have is probably something that we need to have maybe at a bail bond board meeting, where we can address if and how those conditions can be relayed when we do them here in court to you guys. But that's the thing, is that's every court does it differently. But the court date and the bond forfeiture, it is what it is. I mean, they didn't show up. You're not saying you didn't know about the court date. And so I think regardless of why I said something, whether it was because of a bond issue, to me we're talking about two separate things. Somebody didn't show up for court because of a violation of a bond condition, but they didn't show up for court. So that's a forfeiture. If I know, it's just different on how, it depends on, for me, how I handle it. And we can talk about that later. Mm-hmm.
Legal insight. That drug patch isn't just a sticker. It's basically a 24/7 drug test strapped to your skin. If the judge orders it and you skip it, that's a direct violation. But here's the drama. Should the bail bondsman be punished for something the defendant failed to do?
We have no grounds in violating this.
No, I understand that y'all might need some type of, I understand. Well, I don't know that I knew someone violated 18 times. Because, no, I'm just saying I don't know that either of us knew that. Because if someone's violating an ankle monitor 18 times, typically it's going to immediately be at large without proper bond, not just let's reset a hearing for a week out, because I would be concerned about that. So sometimes we may not get it from the company until they say, oh, look, there's been a whole lot of these. So we don't know that either. So that's obviously something we need to take up. I guess, yeah.
Section 2213 is not court changing bond conditions. Ground for exoneration on the home. I mean, this is not there. The court has to address any expenses to for the bond conditions for the jail. Right now, the model is not told the court to go to jail not make conditions placed on the I don't know why they're not.
Well, no, he's getting them. They're getting them when they're initially done. That's been, yeah, we've been working on that. But what he's not getting is their information here. And I understand that they can't also be in every court every morning. You know, I don't know how many people they have working for them, but we've got 4 or 5 courts going on. So I understand that there's an issue potentially with getting that information. I don't think it changes legally, though, the fact that there was a court date, knew about it, the defendant didn't show up for that court date, and so I don't think legally there's relief necessarily that I get unless there's some agreement. I do understand where you're coming from, but I think the fact that y'all knew about the court date, there wasn't some communication issue with knowing that he had to be here. Both of them were guys that they had to be here, and they didn't show up. I understand what you're saying. If you knew that there were those violations ahead of time, maybe y'all would have filed an FRS or whatever. Right.
Cutting through all the back and forth, the judge makes it clear. Show up to court, or your bond gets forfeited. No excuses, no finger pointing, just cold, hard consequences.
Well, what if you need to talk about that later too? Make a note, because why can't y'all put in your bond agreement that it's any bond conditions that are there and any bond conditions court orders?
Now we're knowing.
So were these my conditions on both of these, or were these conditions that were, because I think that is different. These were conditions that were placed by the magistrate at the jail, or were these conditions placed on them here in court by me? Okay.
These are general violations. I think it's going to be yours also.
Okay, so these weren't the jail issues. Okay. Then I'm going to grant the forfeitures in each case, and then we can discuss somehow if I get with all courts, though, figure out a way to get bond conditions that are placed on them after the fact by the courts, which happens all. And so I don't know, really, other than y'all being here, but we can try to work it out. But I don't think that's necessarily the issue's going to be getting everybody to do it. Right? But we can talk about it for a while. All right.
No, just for clarification or for the additionals and for block the docket in case you're on.
We'll do so.
You want to take the judicial notice of the one for the case in the other client and the incident.
We'll do that as well.
In the judgment according to the report, one of them.
I will do that as well.
Final judgment prepared for.
Okay. Thank you.
You know.
All right. And hey, remind me, and we'll come to you.